Hey y'all, welcome back to Farm to You to Table. I'm Andy Hopper, your floral BFF, where I teach you to become the floral designer. You know it's July and it's time for celebration. We have everybody coming over to our house for those beautiful barbecues for the holiday season. I want to teach you how to create this wonderful centerpiece for your table. Join me in my kitchen as we start to do this gorgeous arrangement for the 4th of July. So here's what you'll need this month. You're going to do the beautiful Lone Star Living bouquet. Love these colors. Gorgeous red roses. That's what I chose because I want the wow on my centerpiece. Your tools, which is a knife and your clippers. A container that is watertight. I use the box here, an oasis. And don't forget your limited edition gorgeous little star to add to the centerpiece. So let's get designing. So I'm going to start off using my floral foaming. I'm going to cut it to fit my container. You'll see me use this same container a couple of times during the season. I'm using this container specifically because you have those things in your house you want to use over and over again that's like diverse and like you can use it in many different ways, and this container is one of those because it can go very like country chic, but it can go very like designer if you want it to, according to the design of the arrangement. So I'm just going to take and cut a few pieces here. I'm just kind of filling in around my oasis floral foam to make it solid across the bottom. And you'll see in a second what I've done. I've just basically filled everything in to create a beautiful little grid piece here as I do it, so I can insert all my beautiful stems in here. So with that being done, I'm going to take and I'm going to pull out my arrangements, or my bouquets for my arrangement, and I'm going to open it up. We have our beautiful Lone Star Living bouquet, which, don't you love those colors? I think those colors are so beautiful. It's almost a nod to Americana without being red, white, and blue in your face. It's just really rich and feels like more like a tapestry of America to me with the colors in there. And then we're going to take and open up my red roses. They're so pretty. I use red roses because, you know, that's a showstopper there, red roses, because I'm making a centerpiece for my table. So when I'm entertaining at my house, there's always flowers on my table and throughout my whole home. So I'm working this time on a centerpiece for my beautiful outdoor picnic or for my dining room table to be a really great centerpiece for my guests to enjoy as they're starting there. So starting off with this beautiful container, my red roses, and you're going to do this and you'll take out your tools and we're going to easily put this together. So I'm going to start off with some of my filler stuff, which is basically this alstroemeria and some of my other things that give me like a base for it. And I'm going to start adding my focal flowers into it, which is going to be my red rose and my lily. And then we'll finish off with this great star. Again, I want to keep it low and easy in this arrangement because I want people to see over it. So when you're doing centerpieces for a dining table at your home, not for a party like out on the town and in a big hotel, you want your centerpiece to be low so people can see over it, converse over it really, really easy. That's always super important when you're designing a centerpiece for a home because you want people to talk over it. Many people want to go high with it because it looks really pretty being high, but then your guests, they really can't see each other and it's kind of awkward to talk over sometimes. Most people want to remove it and put it off to the side. And as you see, I'm adding things at a cross, like instead of adding them straight down, I'm adding them at an angle. When you add water into it later to fill it up, you make sure there's water in here. I put my finger in the side of it to make sure there's always water in this container. This one does have a plastic insert so the water won't go anywhere. So make sure it is watertight because you also want to keep that fresh water in it all the time. Again, I'm cutting these in half. We talked about that in several other videos, how we cut things in sections or quadrants almost because it creates me two pieces versus one. So stick these in. I'm using these to basically to fill up my space to cover up my mechanics. We're talking about covering mechanics up because most of the time people, when they use floral foam, there's so much negative space in here, they're uncomfortable with designing with it. And I feel that they show their mechanics. And you want to be a professional designer, you want to make sure that everything's covered, and when your guests look at it, they're not seeing the floral foam at all. They're just seeing a beautiful arrangement and not worried about that. And again, these can be kind of lower. I'm using these more as like a greenery base than as a focal. They are a filler flower. Since there's no greenery at all to cover up your mechanics, usually what most designers would do, I'm just going here and just adding this as basically my greenery. It can show, it cannot show. It is a beautiful color. I love that little bit of pop of almost like a fuchsia color in this arrangement, because again, it makes it look a little more designer than being so traditional red, white, and blue, yay America, in the look of it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start adding my red roses, and I'm gonna group those together, again, in areas that I wanna see a focal, and just have that great color. Make sure that you cut it beautiful at an angle, and you're inserting it into your floral foam with a nice deep insertion. They should be, you know, an inch and a half to 2 inches into your floral foam. And again, I'm just gonna go around this whole arrangement and just add them in groups of 3. You have a dozen of these beautiful, gorgeous roses, and you want to cluster them in groups of 3, so it works out perfectly with the math. You know, good floral design is math. People don't realize that. And so it's, you know, you're taking that and dividing it into your compartments around your whole centerpiece. And then I'm gonna come here and I'm going to add in my beautiful lily, making sure that you remove all of the pollen from there. You just wanna pull it out and throw it away. Again, that messes up your clothes, messes your furniture. You don't want that to happen in your house. And I'm gonna put it up here as a pinnacle in my centerpiece, but also give it enough room to open up. And why not just add our Americana star in there? I just love it. It kind of goes great with this whole centerpiece. I'm just gonna add it anywhere you would like to. It can be up or down. I'm gonna kind of nestle it in here so it has a little beautiful nod to the season that we're in. Happy 4th of July. Join us next month for Party You to Table, where you become the designer.